Hello everybody, this is Vanessa from Van and Travels, and I have some questions today from a couple of my subscribers, and I'm just going to get right to it because it's hot. It's not hot in here, I've got the air going, but and by the way, my little air conditioner still hasn't come in. I thought I got taken, but they did send me an email, but they gave me a tracking number, and when I try to track it, it says there is no such number, or this can't be used or something. So I'm hoping they didn't take my money, but if they did, I can get it reimbursed. But I'm going to give them a few more days because it doesn't sound fishy since they sent me 2 different emails telling me they received my order and all that. But as soon as I get it, I will do a review on it. These questions are from Pat A. How did I get my appointments for the doctors? Quickly, last summer when I was in Flagstaff and I needed to go to a doctor, I could have seen one, but I was going to have to go to a primary care physician and then get a referral to a pain clinic, and I didn't want to go through all that because I needed to see somebody right away. So I just came home and went to my doctor. But when I started to go back to Arizona, I called Social Security, and they had a new law, had a new change, and so she told me to just find any doctor I wanted to go to and I would be covered. Everything was okay. I don't know if it's the same with everybody, but it should be, because it sounded okay to me. But I had no problem. I just looked up a doctor in Phoenix, and I've been real happy with her, and I use Walgreens. I figured that would be easier if I used the same pharmacy in either place I am, so that has worked out too for me. But no, I didn't have a problem at all after they told me the laws had changed. Do you find a lot of places that want cash rather than debit or credit card? The only places I've found is like maybe in the winter time in Quartzsite when they have the little food stands, and they may ask for cash, but most of them you take debit and credit cards. But you need some change, especially if you don't get your water at Walmart. You need to have some change on hand for like at the pit stop, the RV pit stop, because you can get water and dump your tanks and all that right there for a small fee. So you do need a little bit of cash on hand just in case, to be safe. Do you use your phone for making and editing videos, or do you find it necessary to have an expensive camera? Do you have a dash cam, or is the phone sufficient for that too? I did buy a GoPro and all the equipment that goes along with it, but also when I was out in my life changed in Flagstaff last year. When I was out there, my other smartphone died, so I had to get another one, and I went ahead and got a 10 plus smartphone, and the guy sat down with me. I told him I wanted to start a channel at some point. I hadn't started it at that time, but I had so much memory, I can't remember now what the number is that I have, but it's more than enough. Actually, I've got a bunch of videos just stored on my phone that I haven't used yet, and never a problem. So I don't use my GoPro. I don't know at some point if I'm going to sit down and learn how to use it or give it to somebody, because my phone is great. I love my phone. I did buy a dash cam at the beginning, but I took it back because I just bought a dash mount to put my phone in, and that works for me. And when Bob Wells from Cheap RV Living interviewed me last year. Was it last year? Early this year, I'm sorry. He uses the same phone, so I was happy to see that. They're very, very good. They're expensive, but it's not really any more expensive than buying all the equipment for like a what was the one I said? GoPro. Lord, my brain, I don't know where it is. Okay, I think that's the questions answered for Pat. And Mike Mead asked, what are the things that you will not bring and you can do without, never use, no benefit, too much, took up too much space, etc. Okay, really the two main things is groceries and clothes. It's kind of rough when you, like, I went to Arizona for the winter, and it's nice during the day. You may have 3 or 4 at the most cool days that you need a sweatshirt or something. So what I did, my son gave me, it looks like a sweatshirt. It's a hoodie. Well, it's a jacket, but it's really, really warm. I don't know how much he gave for it, probably a lot, because it's lightweight, but it is hot. I mean, it'll just burn you up. So it's real easy to roll up or fold or stick it somewhere out of the way. Much easier than a coat would be. And this I'm still learning this about the groceries. When I would go to Walmart, I just overbought every time I went. And it's cheaper to pay the higher price if it's you by yourself, you don't have your family with you. It's cheaper to buy like the more expensive meat to get a smaller portion, because I was always throwing away food, so really I was wasting that money that I thought I was saving. But living at home, you're prone to buy more because it's less, because you can put it in the freezer and keep it. But in a van, an RV, if it's according to what kind of freezer you have, food was really what I overbought on. And I don't know how I could make it any easier, because I needed winter clothes and summer clothes. So I bought these little pillow cases, not pillow covers, like the square pillow cover, zippered, to put winter clothing in. And Letty and I were talking about this the other day. Those were just a nuisance, because you can't see through them. You don't know what's in there, and you have to sit and unzip everything to find what you're looking for, and half the time I still don't find it. But it's better to like have 3 things maybe of heavy duty winter things and you do need them. You will need them at night. It's really cold in the desert. Most of the mornings that I remember, I have a thermometer and I'd look at it every morning, and a lot of mornings it was 33 degrees, sometimes it was 28, between 28 and 34 degrees. So having said that, this is another space saver that will really, really help you, and it's something I have to do. I started out with 2 blankets that are like the size of a throw, and one was thin, one was heavy, because even at home here in Indiana, when it's really cold, I would, here comes my son. I hope he's not going to stop me. He's passing on by. Even in, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, I had to even go buy a 3rd one when it got really cold at night. So I ended up having like 4 blankets, and I wanted to fold them up. There's a place beside my chair about this wide, and in the summertime I could just pack everything between the wall and the chair. But after buying all those blankets that I didn't need, but I liked them, and one was given to me, so I didn't want to get rid of them. But now I know what I need, because living in northern Indiana, where it's super, super cold in the wintertime, I used to have a down comforter, And that thing would be so hot, I'd usually end up getting partially out from under cover at night. So I'm going to get a twin size down comforter, and that should be all I need, especially when I wear my socks and a hat. You need a hat, a stocking hat for sure at night, because it really does keep the warmth in your body. And it was so cold at times. I had on my gloves and 3 pair of socks. I'd have a white pair of socks and then wool socks over that. It can really get cold. But I think if you just invest in a good comforter, like a real down comforter, not the synthetic. I don't know, they may work, but I know the down comforter does. And a twin size shouldn't be that expensive, but you'll be happy you did. And that and the groceries, and that was the main things. Okay, I think I covered it all. I don't know in how much time I did this, but hopefully I didn't go too far over. I love you guys, and I appreciate the questions. I really appreciate the questions, especially right now while I'm home and needing a subject to talk on. Sorry for the interruptions. I'm trying to do better. I love you. I'll see you next time, and I hope all of you have a very happy, safe 4th of July. Don't take any chances going out there where all the idiots are, or where they may be. If you do, carry your gun with you. That's what I do. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.